Check. Okay, that was all recording the whole time. Great. What do people say about these mid-century science fiction books? They all say the exact same thing, don't they? Even if they don't read them, even if they don't like genre books, they all say the exact same thing. Those covers are awesome. However, there are some exceptions. Richard Powers? Nah, some people really like him spilling acid on a canvas and calling it a career. Clip art? Well, yeah, but that's a video for another day. No. I'm talking about a silly little company called Pyramid Books. They've since been bought out by Jove Publishing. But Pyramid at one point, back in 1962 and 1963, made a decision to make everything ugly. Hey guys, let's take our main selling point, this cool image, this art made by an artist, and shrink it to make room for empty space. I mean, don't you hate resolution? Oh, I can't stand seeing things clearly. I can just imagine the CEO of Pyramid Books on vacation.
Mr. Pyramid, don't you want to see the Grand Canyon? What are you doing sitting in the car?
I'm fine. I can see it fine here through the rear view mirror in this parking lot behind the porta potties. I can see it all perfect.
I guarantee you that he had glasses this thick that if sunlight accidentally passed through them, they would shoot a beam of light out of his eyes like Cyclopsing and melt straight through an M4 Sherman tank. And don't get me started on that stupid stripe. Sometimes it's just off in the corner, and other times it's really aggressive, shrinking the whole image. Don't get me started on it. It is offensively hideous, tasteless to a degree of vulgarity, and might I submit to you all that there is no brimstone wrought gate barring egress from graphic design hell, but rather a colorful little stripe. So I have gone through my vintage science fiction book collection and pulled out 20 of these pyramid stripes. Ooh, as much as it pained me. I think I purchased all of them off the dollar rack, and so, I mean, on one side, it's like they're only $1 each, but there's 20 of them. That's like $20. I want my $20 back. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing what some people would rather have than money? So here they are, these monstrosities, these thorns in my flesh. But I figure that, well, while I got them down, maybe I'll just rank them and share in my pain. So we're going to rank all these, but first let me show you what we're dealing with here. Click off this video. It's not too late. You don't have to do this. All right, well, now it's too late. The first three, the cover art is by Jack Gaughan, who isn't that great to begin with. Fury from Earth. This is by Dean McLaughlin. And the painting is just, Jack Gaughan is not the best artist that there is. I do think these guys are too busy looking cool. They don't realize their buddy behind him is getting completely melted. Oh, the stripe. At least the stripe is off to the corner here and not like halfway in the middle of the image, but it's still yuck. Next up, Slave Planet. The stripe can't help itself. Look at it trying to shove this image smaller. So it's just a collection on spattering of colors. It could be a Powers cover for all we know. And the final Jack Gaughan is Raiders of the Rings by Alan E. Norris. Now this one, I do have to admit, I do kind of have a soft spot in my heart for this one. This actually I purchased this back in December of 2023, and I saw this at an antique shop, and this one actually wasn't $1. I paid $6 for this one. I didn't know any better. But I saw this at an antique shop, and I thought, I wonder if anybody's ever read that or anybody's ever reviewed that. And at that moment, that was kind of a light bulb moment. That's when I had the idea to start the channel Pulp Mortem from this book here, a pyramid stripe of all things. Now, I haven't read it. I don't know if it's good or not. And a part of me kind of doesn't want to read it. I want this to be I want to have fond memories of this particular book. The next one is The Million Cities by J.T. McIntosh. And this one is, the image is cool. The painting's by Virgil Finlay. But let's be honest, even though it's an interesting painting, it's kind of a cool painting. Wouldn't it look much better if this painting took up the whole cover? Why is it just reduced to half of it? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that one's okay. D99 by H.P. Fife. Now, this is obviously a very popular image. The cover is by Ralph Brillhart. This image is, you see this one popping up quite a bit just because it's fun. Now this one, let's be honest, this one's probably the best, only because the yellow, the green, and the red here actually match the cover. So they actually made an attempt to make it match and not just be this garish paint stripe. And so good on them for that. It makes it more eye-catching, and it makes it look more intentional. I still don't think it makes it look good, but whatever. The next four are by the great Ed Emshwiller. I don't think he's that great. Yeah, look at this one. Dome World. An amazing thing about this particular cover is this one is actually impossible to imprint upon your brain. Now look, do you remember what it looked like? Here it is. Okay, try and remember what it looked like. Try and burn this into your mind. You can't. It's weird. It's weird, right? It won't stick in your brain. It's the weirdest thing. Yuck. Next by Joyleg by Ward Moore Averitt. That's all I'm going to talk about. Joyleg. The next two are Elsprague de Camp and Fletcher Pratt, the Incomplete Enchanter, and the Castle of Iron. Now, Ed Emshwiller got real lazy here because, I mean, another thing I don't like about the Pyramid books is the images, for whatever reason, they all look fuzzy. They all look out of focus. All of them, especially this one. Now look at this. It's bad enough that my camera can't even focus on this. There's nothing. It's in focus. That's how it looks in focus. It looks like it was drawn by crayon, and I'm not even joking. Now this one has there's some cool art, like Ed Emshwiller did some cool stuff, especially with like this lady, and some of these faces look cool, but wouldn't it be nice to actually see them? Yuck. Skylarker Space by E.E. Doc Smith. This is a cover by Richard Powers, and it is the most forgettable Richard Powers. I do appreciate how the color here is actually, they put a different color. Usually it's just that gross off-white, which looks dirty and faded, brand new. Idiots. But nothing to say, nothing to write home about that one. I honestly do, like here's kind of the Skylark series right here, another one of those paintings. They all look cool. They're all vibrant and gorgeous, and this poor one happened to come out in 1962. Sorry, Skylark, you look ugly. Why am I doing this? Why are we doing this? I don't want to do this. Fine, we'll get through this, but I'm never touching a pyramid stripe again. God is my witness. Falling Torch by Algis Budries. This one actually went out on the latest giveaway I just did. This one went on the giveaway. And can you tell why? Which one of these would you pick to keep for your personal collection? All right, the last bunch are all by John Schoenherr. John Schoenherr. The most inconsistent in regard to quality science fiction cover artist there is. The first one is A Man of Two Worlds by Raymond F. Jones. And I'm going to be honest, this is one of his better works. This little spider tank here, it is pretty cool. I do like the fact that pyramid stripe is off to the corner. It's not offensive. It's not pushing in the way. And this image is far bigger than the usual one. I mean, look at it in comparison to like this image. It's like half the size. So good on him. Out of Bounds by Judith Merrill. Short collection by Judith Merrill. My gosh, how forgettable is that cover? What is even happening? This guy's spinning around like he sees something. Oh, it's like a giant. There's like a weird giant. Anyway, I'm not critiquing the artists. I have been this whole time. I'm critiquing pyramid books. Yuck. How forgettable is that? Next two are by Mark Phillips, Supermind and Brain Twister. These are particularly out of focus. They are kind of nonsensical. What's happening? You don't really know. It's not interesting. And look how aggressive that stripe is. He wants to keep going and going until that picture is shoved completely off the page. Oh, why am I doing this? John Brunner, The Dreaming Earth. All right, I am going to critique Schoenherr on this one. Okay, look, this guy up there, he's pretty cool. Like, that's a pretty cool guy. He's in some sort of, looks like a glass mosaic style suit of something. And then this other guy who has fallen asleep in the tanning bed for like a year. He is well done. Anyway, he's kind of making a face. Oh, I'll spell it out. He's making an orgasmic face. Oh! That's how I sound. Good gosh. I'm cutting all this out. Mars is my destination. Frank Belknap Long. This one, same thing. So forgettable. Impossible to remember this. Absolutely impossible. The Earth War by... Who's this by? Oh, Mac Reynolds. I gotta be honest. This one is actually one of Shonahaire's best. This is pretty cool. The color, the movement here of this little space warrior in this heavily asteroid-pocked world. But this one, if this was the full cover, it'd be a cool cover. However, with this, this yellow sea followed by this skyline right here, which is set up against a black backdrop, makes it look like it is actually a double pyramid stripe. There's a horizontal pyramid stripe on this one. The Unknown. This is a science fiction short story collection. Now this little imp here is probably John Shonahaire's most popular image, I would say. I've seen this little imp guy pop up on a bunch of magazines and a bunch of even some people's profile pictures, things like that. It's a very popular image, but look at how bloody small it is. It is just, you might as well not even have a picture at this point. The final one is The Wall Around the World. What's happening? What's going on? What is that? If you're asking, what do you mean? Be more specific. What is what? Pick anything. Pick anything. What's anything on this? This is all nonsense. What? Oh, are you guys waiting for me to rank these? Haven't you been watching? To establish a hierarchy of values, there first must be value. No. I don't want to hear any disappointment. No, you're disappointed. Okay, stop right there. You try and rifle through a trash can like a raccoon and rank apple cores and banana peels and then see if you...